Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this stream of Europa Universalis 4, where we are playing the Golden Century. And it is definitely the Golden Century, full of gold and more gold for Betsimisaraka at the moment. We have got a fleet up in Coromandel, based in the Maldives, and in Holahavai, which is currently pirating the Vijayanagar coast. We have got fleets that go out periodically every 10 years to do the massive raid, and I can basically reach all of this now. It's really, well, actually not so much the Red Sea, but I can basically reach everything from like this. It's glorious, plus Portugal. Oh no, not Portugal. Portugal's my ally. We like Portugal. We are currently still in the process of trying to get technology. We are still extremely far behind. We have now got colonialism in our lands. We could embrace it if we wanted to pay the money. We have also got global trade, which is going to be very, very soon in our nation. We're at 94% in the capital, 61% over there, and then Zanzibar is at almost 70%. So we should be able to spread that pretty quickly. I'm not really anticipating any problems with that, which leaves printing press. And printing press is still not going to be very easy. I think I've basically capitulated to the idea of trying to take Mara, so we will declare war on Mara once printing press is actually moved here. Although, actually, once it's in Mara, how do I get it from that? Because we have got 254 development, which means that the province of Mara would need another 22 development in order to become 10% of my country. Probably even 23 by that point. And considering it already costs 61 on a 4 development island where it's 35% more expensive, that's not going to happen. And that's with a dev cost reduction. Wow. Yeah, okay, Mara's not going to do it either. I think I'm going to have to embrace global trade and colonialism at the same time. We're just going to have to wait for printing press. Because it is going to arrive in Matapa at some point, and then I think there is the adjacency, isn't there? You're currently getting it spread because you're not a trade company, and you have already embraced printing press. That's the main reason. Nearby friendly province has printing press. Nearby friendly province. That's not Matapa either. So we can't get it there. We're not going to get it in Vijayanagar anytime soon. Mara is literally the only place that's going to get it. I have no idea how we're going to get this technology. Like, everything beyond printing press I'm pretty confident. Oh, except from Portugal. Portugal could. Except that these are trading companies, so it's not spreading to them. Yeah, they don't have printing press in any of those locations. And they've still not offered me tech sharing. Which I still really, really want. We are improving relations with them. Relations could theoretically go higher. And I could, most likely, sell them global trade. Because they don't have that yet either. I was going to say we could colonize here, but seeing as they're not getting printing press in their colonial regions, that's not going to work either. We could try to build a colony next to Matapa, but that's just going to leave us open to future problems. This is a real problem. I don't have an easy solution for it. Am I still going to be friends with Portugal if the Dutch come by and take all the spice trade? I don't really care who's doing the trading, so long as I can get my cut. I mean, that's why I've purposefully not colonized the Spice Islands myself, because I want someone else to colonize them who's better at extracting all said spices, and then I can come along and extract the said spices from the person who extracted the spices. This is how piracy works. I doubt that these guys are going to get printing press. Does it happen to be spreading down the coast or anything? That's global trade. Oh gosh, you don't even have the Renaissance yet. That's a no. Although, IFE, Great Britain. I could put a colony here, and it would get it. Because they are getting printing press in these provinces here. And the interior ones, which I think includes these two, cannot be trading companies. Nope. Ida cannot be a trading company. Huh. Okay, well that definitely prioritizes getting a colony built here, which Portugal can then protect, and I'll probably end up selling it to Portugal until I can flip over here, and we'll basically just crawl along the coast. This is also going to be really helpful because I do ultimately want to get to the Americas, so we're going to have to go west anyway. So where are my colonists right now? One of you is just improving development. That is very slightly too far away. We could, however, put one here in Zosa. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to cancel you. And we're going to put a colony here in Zosa. We'll get colonialism against Portugal, but I think that'll be okay. And it's just going to be a one province. So if Matapa takes it, then pff, oh well, that's going to be like 0.5% of war score. Especially if I don't state it, if I just leave it as a territory. And then we'll just crawl our way over here into the Congo, and then into the Ivory Coast. And actually having a base in the Ivory Coast would be really nice. Like, I'd really like to take the islands, but I don't think that's an option. I'm pretty sure that all of those islands have now been colonized. The other island that I want to grab is Sulu, but that one we need to do through conquest. And it is going to be a while before these colonies are done. I should really have started that far sooner. I hadn't really realized just how bad Mara was for actually getting technologies. And we're... just... No, it's not going to work either. Because it's just going to mean that that one province gets the technology, and then it kind of stops again. Because how do I export it? This province would have to be built up again to about 25 development, and this is a jungle, which is just as expensive as an island. Like, we kind of got lucky with Zanzibar, although it's a 25% more expensive. Hell, my capital's even jungle. I should move my capital to one of the savannas. Would make deving it a lot cheaper. Although, actually, I haven't bothered. Oh, gosh. How on earth am I going to get printing press? I need for Portugal to get it somehow. If only you could break into the factories and take printing press by hand and bring it back home. Well, I would buy it. I'd quite happily pay for it. I'd quite happily pay a fair amount of money for it. But nobody is offering it. I guess the other thing I could do is try and improve relations with Britain and see if they'll sell it to me. But I don't know how often the AI actually does that. And these are alliances which definitely will not be able to last forever. The other one, of course, is to try and grow larger than Mutapa so they're no longer a valid rival and then make friends with them. But that seems like an extremely long shot. Especially because they have a minus 113 malice because they desire my provinces. Yeah, I can't see that happening anytime soon. Diplotech 15 is the other way. That's 8 technologies. Which will all be at 50% more expensive, although I will be saving 70%. So I think that's going to be the goal, is we are going to get global trade and colonialism embraced at the same time. Blitz up to Diplo 15 and then get printing press that way. Because that's going to be the only way that we can do it. Yeah, I think that's going to be the only way we can get it. Why can't I just send people to their schools, learn their information, and have them bring that information back home? Why do you have to wait for it to spread? It's like some kind of disease or something. It kind of is. I've only ever had vassals offer me money for an institution. That's not how it works. If you could request an institution, I would do it. but you can only offer it. Did you see the Mamluks beating up the Ottomans? Yes, and the Commonwealth's having another crack at them too. All of this used to be Ottoman. The Ottomans having a really bad time. Oh wow, that's a huge papal state. And a huge Venice. And a huge Aragon. Like, the Mediterranean's very interesting. And Tunis is probably making a small fortune from raiding all of this stuff. I wonder... Oh no, I was going to say, I wonder how much of an impact having a bunch of pirates here in the Barbary coast, because all of this can raid coasts. They can only do it against same religion. But there is a pirate nation that can rise here called Sail, which is a great name for a pirate nation. Sail? Really? But they would be able to raid everyone, including the Ottomans. And the Knights have been taken by Byzantium. No! Tragedy! And Aragon has Malta. The Knights are dead. So the Knights aren't being a thorn in Ottoman side yet either. Election in the Pirate Republic. I think we are still re-electing the same guy, right? 666, yes, we are definitely re-electing this chap. And we keep on getting the military. So we need to spend a little bit of that. We're about to do a bunch of teching up, so I don't want to spend too much. Go with those two. And we should do admin soon too. Local fortification expert found, I think I would like to have the 25% extra defensiveness. Thank you very much. Was that in Zanzibar? Did I read that right? Yes, I did. Wow, Zanzibar's going to be a real pain to take. You are really close. 97%. Nice. Right, relations with Portugal have been improved as far as they can. And then from this, yeah, we'll crawl up there, I think. We'll sell it to Portugal. Is there anything else that I could do to the Portuguese to make them like me more? Not really. I could give them money and I can give them subsidies. I know that that's always an option. I wonder... Let me just cancel the relations with England. I'm just wondering how much a bribe would cost. Ooh, Portugal does not have very good allies. Mia Mapuche. Mapuche being one of these guys, I thought. Oh no! He died! Again, like a week after I re-elected him. Damn it! Well, we definitely need some time to recover our resources, and it looks like we're going to need diplomacy the most. And then we also have the fetishist cult. We are debt-free and very wealthy. Institution spread, that's what we want. Because I'm not going to re-elect this guy. Alright, so the fortifications on my home island are complete, so rebels are going to be far less of a problem, because if they take any province adjacent to an active fortification, then there's no impact. Can we start a petition to change Monday to Morday? I would certainly approve of this. I'm in favour. We should probably spend a little bit of the others as well. Slowly but surely increasing. Okay, global trade is now present and will be spreading rather quickly here. Despite my lack of marketplaces. Colonialism is also spreading nicely. Everything's going to get cheaper. So Global trade needs to spread to a couple more provinces before I can actually embrace it. And meanwhile, colonialism's just getting cheaper and cheaper. So I'm okay with this. This is entirely reasonable. Try to neighbour a Buddhist for their cult. Wait, Brunei's? No, they're Sunni. I was going to say, you're Sikh? Wow, Sikhism is really spread. Sikhism's usually over here. Huh, interesting. But the one that I really do need to go after is Sulu. Brunei, Tondo, and Cebu. I could house my fleets here. I think I want to wait until this is actually a firmly established colony. And then we'll probably use this as a staging ground to take out Sulu. And then Sulu, we could probably reach Taiwan. And at that point, I can start pirating Ming, which is going to be hilarious. Hey, Blue Kiwi, have you managed to catch the start of a stream for once? You have. You're only 17 minutes late. Out of 4 hours, which is pretty good going. By late, I mean just into it. You can't really be late for a stream. It's not like you have a deadline. Oh, I could get another 20% chance to capture a ships if I just got one more idea. And idea groups are at level 10, which we can probably reach. Truce with these guys has ended. Ajuran is at war with Ethiopia, and Ethiopia is in trouble. Now, a thing which would solve a lot of my problems is if Ajuran just took Partey. I mean, that is something else I could do, actually, is declare war on Mutapa and force them to give Partey back. But this would have to be a conquest war. The best opportunity for that would have been when they attacked Zanzibar. When's the truce end? Because they may try again. 4 years. They've done it! They've actually done it! Hell yes! Okay, so I can get all three. Problem solved. And we are already embracing institutions here, so we should get it really quickly. Plus, we have the institution spread cult. Hell yes! Ha! This is amazing! I do need to spend a tiny bit more development. Oh man, this is incredible. Thank you, Portugal. I knew you'd come in handy. 1.93 printing press. 93% institution spread modifier. "5 years until I have it. And at that point, nearby friendly province has printing press, adjacent province has printing press. So it will spread really quickly out of there as well, and then once the whole of Madagascar's got it, then boom. Job's done. Also, I'm going to look at the same time on thesis writing. Nice! Best of luck with the thesis writing. When I was writing my dissertation for my undergrad, what was I doing? I was spending most of my time just mining on Eve. So I basically had the mining lasers all hotkeyed, and every couple of minutes just go hotkey. Hotkey, type, 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 hotkey, type, 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 type. I made billions doing that. Just had it open in like the smallest possible window on my screen, and then the rest of it was just all my dissertation stuff. Those who handle large sums of money have always been tempted to claim more than their share of it, and tax collectors are no pirate tax collectors. Surely that's just every pirate. However, while money getting lost along the way may be a price we can afford to pay, affluent citizens have now found that they can avoid some taxes altogether by paying large bribes to the taxman instead. Currently, there seems to be a scheme supported by some of the older collectors trying to retire comfortably. I'm going to go ahead and spend the ducats on that because I am really not above taking loans to support my need for money. Tea? Sounds like we need to bring out the mead for that. Tea's good too. It's Viking tea though. I mean, it's made by me. A university offered you 31 grand in annual scholarships if you go to their school. That's a pretty good offer. Is it a good school, though? Wave of immigration. Zosa's getting loads of immigration bonuses. One of our colonies has received a surge of immigrants seeking their fortune in our colonies. It will soon be self-supporting city, providing much wealth to our realm. Cool. And Zosa's now producing livestock. And it's going to have a pretty big boost to goods produced. Not as good as if we had the plus 50%, but it's going to be good. Growing popularity of tobacco. Price of tobacco is up by 50%. So the colony's just got a lot more valuable. King Koble, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Oh, and Fishy, some bits for the Pirate King. Sorry, I missed that one earlier. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Pirates, the first tax collectors. Exactly. We just ensure that your money makes it to the rightful pockets. Ours. And there it is. Belatung is now self-sustaining, so I think we're ready for a war against Sulu. So I'll need to grab the heavies, and probably just the heavies, plus of course the regular army. So let's go ahead and start maintaining you. You'll have a little bit of deficit because you are actually need 3,000 men in reinforcements. And what's your supply limit? Your supply limit is 25. Perfect. That's how many troops I have. So we're going to grab the army, and we're going to ship you over to here. And we're also going to ship the battle fleet over to the island as well. And then we'll use that as a base. We have a spare colonist right now, which I think I'm going to use to improve growth. So that's going to be Bara or Smilly. Shmeheti. Your grain, your tropical wood. You're actually a lot more valuable, so we'll send the colonist to you for the time being until we can reach Taiwan. Unless I can reach Taiwan already. No. And then once I have Sulu and Taiwan, I'm going to feel pretty good about my position. I mean, getting Jeju at some point would be nice, off of Korea. Because from that I could terrorize Japan. Or any of the surrounding islands, but I think Jeju would be good for that. Or, of course, Ryukyu. I could be the one who finally kills Ryukyu. They're only a tributary of Ming, it's fine. Madagascar is one big island fortress. It really is. I'm really liking Madagascar's position. They are an absolute pain to get technology for, but man, they have a lot of coverage. And it's just in such a valuable area. Right. Navy's here, army's here. You are allied to Brunei, Tondo, and Cebu. Cebu are those guys. Brunei is here. And Tondo, I think, is also one of these. Tondo is that. So let's take a quick look at their naval strength. I'm doubting that it's going to be a problem. Tondo's 4. Brunei's 9. Brunei could put up a fight. And Sulu 1. Okay. I think I am going to bring in the privateers for this as well. We'll merge them in with the heavies. Under my best fighting admiral. Okay. So, not you. Merge you. My best fighting admiral is Arachnos. And he is now in charge of all of those. Okay, so let's get the warships off the coast of Brunei, because I'd like to catch the Brunei fleet out if I can. We're going to have another diplomat. And we're going to continue with the institution cult, because that is clearly the most important thing happening at the moment. And speaking of which, how are the institutions spreading? Printing press is at 36%. And everything else is spreading to the surrounding environs. Colonialism is actually almost present everywhere, but you still have to press embrace, even when it's just one ducat. You still have to press embrace. So I'm going to hit all three of these at the same time. That's the plan, anyway. Alright, Brunei, how is your technology? You are at Miltech 13, but what about Naval Tech? 14, of course you are. To my 7. So you have double what I do. Which means you have a 0.6 advantage over me in terms of naval morale. 0.6 is a lot, but it's not overwhelming. I have a pretty good navy. Especially if I can catch you when you're separated. Are you fighting somebody else? No. That's all of their heavies right there. And there is no way that I can fight their armies. Sulu is a completely separated island. So I think we'll grab you. Bring you out to Sulu. Bring you out to Sulu. We know where the heavies are at least. In fact, I might just put you in Palawan. We can see Sulu here. Sulu doesn't seem to have any ships. But I can very easily reinforce if I need to. Wait, I don't have a CB on you, do I? I've set all of this up, and I'm not prepared. This would be a no CB war. Because war against the world doctrine doesn't actually mean war against the world, it just means a more fancy imperialism. I should probably have gone for the Pirate King. I mean, the Black Market Consortium is still tempting to me, but I don't think it's necessarily in the playstyle that I'm doing right now. I think Black Market Consortium would be a lot stronger in multiplayer. And Pirate King I like the sound of, but I also like just being able to re-elect people all the time. It kind of defeats the purpose of a lot of the Republic mechanics. Will you lose Monarch points if you hit several? No. So I've noticed that the Monarch point cap only takes effect at the end of the month. So long as I hit all three and do not pass a month, then we should be fine. And so this kind of strategy, not possible in multiplayer. Single player, yeah it is. You can pause. It's not like Bankruptcy where it just wipes them. I think I am going to have to no CBU. I don't like doing it, but it does make sense in terms of the situation. Let's get you back up to 0. Let's have the army disembark. So 22,000 versus 8,000, although they are Miltech 13 against my 9, so we're only 4 separate, 4 different. Sulu has 7 light ships who are locked in and about to attack. And they are trying to fight me here. I will need to go and reinforce. The Eternal Way. Ooh, we've unlocked a new one. We have stumbled upon believers of Santana Dharma, or the Eternal Way. They value a virtuous and moral life, stability, and freedom from ignorance. It seems they worship not one, but several gods to aid them in their journey to betterment, mentioning names like Shiva the Destroyer and Vishnu the Preserver, so it's the Hindus. They urge our people to consider our actions in this life through karma, the spiritual cause and effect. We can seek to be worthy of a better life after this one. The highest goal of all is to end the cycle of birth and rebirth.